Hey there, everyone. This is Yui. Welcome to episode 20 of FTB University. Today, we're going to mess some stuff up. The main objective is going to be getting into antimatter from mechanism, and secondarily, I would like to move my entire ME setup into a compact machine. So, let's get to it. All right. Before we get too far, we're going to turn this guy off because it's too noisy in here, and we're going to try something here. I don't know if it will allow me to export from the top, but we'll find out. Hey, it does. Okay. So then I can grab some cables and do this ugly little snake up to the top. And yeah, here's good. All right. So we need, let's see, antimatter. Okay, here you go. So to make a pellet, we need a crystallizer, which means we need this fluid stuff, which we get from the SPS, the supercritical phase shifter. We need polonium for that. Polonium is currently being generated down there, but that's the pellets. Well, because we automatically convert the liquid over. So I have a separate line here, and what I'm going to do is, for now, since I have almost a stack of plutonium and, what's that, almost 3 and a partial stacks of polonium, I'm just going to disable that. That's off, so it's not doing anything. We're going to divert the waste up to the top here to make polonium up here. That polonium I'm going to store in a barrel. This holds, how much does this hold? 512 buckets. That's probably okay. I really don't know. Let's configure this. Input from the bottom, output to the front. Yep. And then we're good there. So let me head out. Nope, not there. Turn you back on, and that should get us a little bit of polonium building up inside of those waste barrels. Okay, now, between episodes, I've been reading a little bit in here. Well, just a tiny bit when I've been collecting some of the stuff. This here, I didn't know you could do that. You can use a separate controller for the middle of the terminals. So currently the middle of our terminals are going, they're just connecting to there in the back with the rest of the stuff. So those 2 channels we could technically, well, those 4 channels we could free up by putting a controller in the middle instead. I'm not going to worry about it because I'm going to move this entire setup, including all the drawers and all that garbage. But that's something to note. I didn't know you could do that. We're going to grab that. Here's the other thing. So I am not a fan of chisels and bits because I'm not a decorator, okay? But that is a very good idea because singularities and matter balls, it doesn't matter what you feed it. You can feed it nether stars or cobble. It's all the same. Which includes doing chisel stuff. So I have it with a cobble gen now. What we could do is swap it over Let's do... let's just save it as 1. And you know what? Let's do a infinite water. Learn how to make that. Of course. Grab some water. Let's get one of these going. Because it's fast. And fast is good. And it's total overkill. Okay, so this one, you put fluid in and you get bits out. It's totally designed for decorating, but we're not going to use it as such. I've moved the matter... Nope. Yeah, the matter condenser into the factory. And I've set up other cobble gens. So what we can do is get rid of all of these. They're trash now. I have one of them for singularities and one of them for matter balls. Because between episodes, what I did was I created some of the lazier e20 stuff. Now we should just be able to, if I'm not mistaken, we already have that, so we don't need that. We need this. Put fluid in. And there you go. Extract bits. That is what you would say significantly faster. I might need a second one. Looks like it's going stack at a time. Yeah, okay, no, it's fine. That's good. And so that'll get us the things even faster. Okay, that's the first thing I wanted to do. So we'll take that hint and just, you can have it. I don't need it. Okay, this is the next thing I want to do. So, quantum. I already have, well, I made, pretty much if I craft it, I'm making a pattern for it, whether I use it again or not. So I've been making random patterns for things. Like, I'm probably never going to need to make another chisel, but it's there. I did set up bronze just in case for an activator, but whatever. And I set up the SPS stuff. The other thing I did was down here, the lazier e20 stuff. Right here is the, well, we did that. I made this one, the etcher. This one was a little more of a pain because you need to create these processors. So this is why I needed the matter balls, these speculation cores. If you trace them all the way back down, they're matter balls. But then you also need this. So I set up auto crafting for all of this stuff. But we already had the flux agitator, so that wasn't a problem. And I did not auto process these until after I got the etcher because there was no point. So I crafted a couple of those by hand, crafted the etcher, and then I gave it all the different patterns for the circuits. They're slightly different. Well, actually, they're not different for how I had it set up. You pass it the raw material, so the diamond, the Certus quartz, and the gold with the redstone and the silicon. You don't pass it any of the intermediate stuff. And so, yeah, there you go. I have all 6 of those recipes built in there, so that machine is fully automated and done. That's the same with here. I finished off this one for making the speculation core, and I moved over the steel and put the resonating gem in there. Well, and the other one. So I should be able to make any of the lazier AE2 stuff if there's anything else I really care about. Yeah, because all that stuff is automated. And then all I have to do is, if I wanted a centrifuge, I don't know what it's used for. Oh, okay. I suppose I could make it. I don't think it's necessary. The energizer. Oh, maybe an energizer to make charge Certus, the charge Certus quartz. I'm not worried about it for now. Okay, let's go back up. Now. Singularities. Where does it say it? Oh, nope, that was it. Right here. Throw down a singularity and ender dust and blow it up. Simple enough. I needed ender dust for crafting the lazier AE2 stuff. It's just in a crusher, I believe. Yeah, in a crusher. So I have a crusher, enriching, and smelting. Steel, ignore that. That's just infusing. I didn't want to combine it with the chest stuff because iron is used for the alloys. So that's got its own thing. But I got a furnace, crushing, and enriching if I need it for anything. Anything else. So let's grab, I should have at least 2 singularities. Now I'm up to 5. Ooh, that setup's working pretty quick. And then, does this go? Oh no. I want to try this out. There, tiny TNT. Oh, you need nether quartz dust? That's a little weird, but okay. I don't think I've used this stuff before. Lever. Sure. Let's just pop off the magnet. Oh, I don't know what happened here, but Blue died. He's gone. I was sad. I came out here, was it last episode or the episode before that, and it was just gone. Oh, that might not work. Huh, it did work. Okay. That's not bad. I figured oh no, yeah, see, I was in claimed chunks. That should not have happened. That's interesting. And then it recommends naming them. So I have this fancy, this fancy anvil, the warehouse upgrade you make with an anvil, but so if you uncraft it, you can get fancy anvils. My thought is, since this is from Better End and it's the highest metal, it'll last forever, but I don't know. We're gonna call this, actually, oh no, this is, so I'm gonna move everything into the compact machine. So instead of this being for storage will go in the compact machine, and this will be for my terminals outside. So I'm just going to call this overworld. Yeah, terminals. And there we go. We've got that. So the last thing we need to do is actually just set it up. And that's going to be... Oh, that's going to be fun because I'm going to have to move everything now. Let's grab... controller. You have to be smooth. Yes, you do. Controller. There's so many trucks going by today. And I could set the rest up later. The problem with this is it sucks down energy so fast inside of a compact machine. What you can do is if you have the same armor, you can allow it to charge inventory. And that'll fill it up. I toggle it on and off depending. Okay. We need... Got that. We need a quantum Entanglo Porter. Oh, why are they all different? I don't know. Well, give me this one. And then what I'm going to do is just set this up roughly in the middle. Something like that. That's 3. We got plenty of room. Will give me some room under it for wires. Right? What's that? 3? 3 blocks is good. We'll just drop you. Okay, now this part in quite a while. I believe we're just going to put it out to the side. For now, I can move it. But it's just supposed to be a ring. Okay, and then once we give this, you connect. Here, just for funsies, we're gonna connect it with the big one. Nope, what's it connecting the side? Yes, okay. That's fine. And then let's get out of here. Okay, now, before we do this, I have the, what are they called, energy? I want backup power just in case. That'll be a minute. Okay, so I've set up the ring out here. We've got an extra power supply here. This does not maintain charge, so I do have to run a quick little janky wire. That should charge that, power that, give this the other singularity. And that should be connected. So to avoid cross-contaminating things, let's just break that off. I'm going to set up the terminals here. Let's just grab one and see if it works. Hey, okay, there we go. This will not connect to the inventory. This is strictly to make sure that it's connecting. So it says one channel in use there. If we go into the machine, here, Come back up here. This wire should have one, and it does. So we are good to go. So what I'm going to do now, since I have to wait a while, bad news is, oh, because the wire's gone. SPS auto crafting is gone because of why? Oh, there it is. 60 of these. I do not have enough. So I've got to wait for that. I've doubled the fuel input for that to, well, more than doubled. So we'll let that go. And I'll see how far it gets by the time I'm done. What I'm going to do now is move everything. All the storage drawers, all the auto crafting, this whole controller setup, all of that is going into that compact machine. So let me go do that, and I'll be back in a while. Okay, so it's been about 5 hours now waiting for this polonium to build up, even at 3 millibuckets a tick. So what I went ahead and did is, while I was waiting, everything is in here. All the storage, the controllers, here's the disk drives, upstairs, auto crafting. So all the machines, I moved it all over here. I added in the energizer to make the charged Certus quartz. I've set up another area here where I can duplicate this, so I can have, oh, you know, another 32 in case I need it. And I went with the single controller connecting the tunnels. I guess it does need power because it's at 15.98. So if I take this away, it goes down? Yes, okay. I didn't know if it needed power or not because the quest doesn't show it using power. But they could have had a creative one there. Anyways, that's everything. Everything's in here. All my exports are here. All the storage drawers. The nice thing about this is I have all that room to expand, which is why this is sticking out in the middle like this, just in case. I want to make sure it can cover pretty much anywhere. The other thing I did, because sustaining 3 millibuckets a tick for the fission reactor was not feasible, I went ahead and I set up that. So I've got 3 of them. And so now it is sustainable. I can actually sustain up to 3.9, I imagine. However, I don't have the water for it. And I didn't feel like throwing in another reactor port right now, so it's fine. I can do it later. Anyways, let's grab all this junk out that we need. So we need 123 glass. Then we need 60 casings and 3 ports. And what is it? Is it a conductor or a coil? The coil. Supercharged coil. That should be everything from the quest. And we're going to be nowhere near antimatter by the end of this, but let's get to this. I'm going to turn this off because it's way too noisy. I have disconnected this one. I've redirected everything on top. So now is a great time to swap out another water thing. And it's been running for a little bit, not long. There's 15, so almost 16 buckets worth in there. That gets you 16 millibuckets. It is 1/1000th, which is not good. So you need basically 2 full waste barrels to get 1 bucket of antimatter, which is what you need to make 1 of the pellets. It's a lot. This is the layout of it. It is a 7x7x7 with the corners kicked out. I did it this way because it's annoying to build. So I'm just going to drop one of these, grab the exchanger, and we can do it the easy way. because you have just enough materials if you follow the quest. Oh, I was like, no, there's extra? No, there shouldn't be. There we go. There you have it. Now we just need to fill in the sides with glass, and they hold, what, 21? Yeah, 21. This is all jacked up from the... What is it, magnesium? That's it. Okay, so we need 2 sides will have ports, or 3 sides will. Actually, this is on the edge, so I'm going to close this one off. Fill in this side. This is not going to super matter where the ports are. Anywhere there's glass can be swapped out with a port. And it specifically says you can add extra coils in to make it faster. So speed is not my concern for this machine. I'm not worried about this one going fast, because I don't think it will. Simply because this is the limiting factor. But we got to get this at least started. Okay, so we need... I'm going to put it on the top middle. 1 port. Connected to that port on the inside will be the coil. Then this will be an input for energy. Then I'm going to have an input for gas. Then I guess we could put it here. An output for gas. And then just block it up. Hey, there we go. All done. Idle. Progress, yep. Okay, this is gonna hurt. Since I'm not gonna make a lot, and it doesn't matter, I'm just gonna drop it in the tank for now. Configure you to... Well, that's it, just output. Make sure you're set correctly. Okay, no auto eject, all input output, so I can pull from here later. There's nothing radioactive about antimatter from what I can see. Throw this in here. There we go. Okay, great. Lastly, we need power. Does this have like a... Doesn't. Oh, I'm worried here. Let's hop out real quick. Go to power. We're at full. Almost 10 trillion. Okay. I'm afraid once I put this on here, it's going to just suck the power out. Energy input. 50-something million, it said. I didn't see in time. Oh, look how sad this is. 15 millibuckets. Millibuckets. I need 1,000 to get 1 pellet. But it's set up. Oh, let's go check power real quick. Oh no, it's good. We're good. I don't know why we're good, but we are. Oh, well, there you have it. So I'm going to flick that back on, and that'll very slowly create antimatter over a long period of time. And so I think we're just going to let that sit, move on to something else, and come back later to make a couple last little things with the antimatter. And then we'll be done with mechanism entirely, because that's pretty much the last of it, aside from a few odds and ends, which I'll just do off camera, because there's no point. Like I don't need solar panels, and I may set up the auto crafting, or not the auto crafting, the quintupling. But yeah, there's no rush. But yeah, that's it. That's going to be it for this episode then. So if you made it this far, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.